Hi, it's Nikki. I felt, in fact, that I wanted to do a demonstration of intuitive expression. So many of you may have not heard what intuitive expression is. It's an intuitive painting method and technique that I developed over time, and it really birthed last year when it really became something. And it's something I've trained people in as facilitators and now coaches, as it's such a powerful tool. And I wanted to show you because it's something you can also do at home as well. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you just want to get back in the creative flow, if you're just wanting another little extra tool in your pocket. So I thought I'll show you the process from A to Z and talk you through it and just see what comes up. It's a very powerful method because not only are we doing intuitive painting, and I'll explain about that in a minute, but I'm also using essential oils in the process. And I'll come to that as well. Normal intuitive painting, you're painting from the heart, you're allowing things to flow from you rather than having a destination. It's more about the journey. And the difference again with intuitive expression is that we're painting in layers, and you'll see that I'll often paint 7 or 8, 9 layers in one session. And with those layers, because you're painting over what you did previously, your brain begins to realise that whatever it paints, it doesn't matter because it won't be seen, and that's when the floodgates open. And then using essential oils, the essential oils are there to help with emotional release. And I'm just going to find in my book that I use with my oils. And I use Doterra oils because they're very hydration. The normal oils that you would find, for example, in the pharmacy, on the high street, etc., are fantastic for, for diffusing in the home, for getting a nice fragrance, or for example, lavender for a burn. They really work on just the physical. But when you're doing energy work and healing work, and you really want to tap into the higher realms of emotional, spiritual, soul work, you need to be working with a product that matches that. It's like going to probably McDonald's if you want just to eat because you're hungry, or do you want something to really nourish you and feed you at the same time? So I should bring my oils in the process. So I have right now, I'll also be using the oils. I'll be using a fabulous book called the Essential Emotions book, which really takes you through all the emotions of the oils, which I may look at as I go through. So what do I have and what will you need at home? Set of paintbrushes. You can just have different sizes. It's really up to you. You don't have to have paintbrushes. You've also got your fingers. You can use, cotton wool, piece of foam, a paper that's quite thick. This one that I have is 250 grams per meter squared. It's quite thick. It's a multi-technical paper. I actually do prefer one that's even thicker than this, which is a proper acrylic painting one, but I don't have it at hand, so this one is good enough, a thick one. You need thick paper because painting on thin paper, it won't take the weight of the layers. And I also have my oils. I don't have all the oils there, but I have a majority of them. And today I really want to bring in oracle cards as well, to show you how you can bring oracle cards into your session. Oh, and also have a jar of water, and I have a hairdryer. And a hairdryer is going to be useful for drying between the layers, and that's why I use only acrylic paint, because it dries quickly. We can play around with it, and it's just so much easier to layer up. So how do I use oracle cards? I'm going to use some cards that actually go with the Doterra oils called Treasures Within. They're actually based on essential oils, and these have emotions on them. And then they also have as well, they have affirmations and essential oils you can use. So I'm closing my eyes and I'm just going to shuffle these. And then please show me the card to use today in a painting. I'm going to see if any jumps out, otherwise I shall pick one if they don't. Okay, so that's really weird, safe. I almost knew that word was going to come up. I keep seeing it, and I've realised that this week, what's been coming up for me, it's safe for me to shine. And I think this card is going to help for many, many people, not just for me. That they're safe in this world as well as what we're going through, especially with all the announcements that are going on, that we are safe. And safe is finding ourselves in that present moment, because once we start to stress, the only place we feel safe is right now in this little bubble. And I can talk about, you know, being in the present moment as well. If you're feeling stressed, just come back to your five senses of, you know, seeing what you can see, what can you smell, what can you hear, and that brings you right into the present moment, and that's where you are safe. And just ignore everything else that's outside of your bubble. For me, it's safe for me to shine. I think for so many lifetimes, so many of us as healers have been, you know, burnt, hung, punished, mocked for who we were, and we had to hide ourselves. And now, in this lifetime, I think it's safe for us to shine. It's our turn to shine. And all of the lifetimes have just been tests to make us stronger, to cope with now. So on this card, it's written safe. I have the courage to feel safe in my decisions. I am calm, strong, centered, peaceful. I am safe. Essential oils: myrrh, frankincense, lavender, melaleuca, which is tea tree, and Doterra's On Guard, which is a protection blend. Now, this essential oils, I will say these are probably for diffusing in your home, if we're using a massage, etc. I'm not going to be looking at these for painting, because I'm going to be choosing these intuitively. And safe, so for me, I'm actually going to be writing on my paper, because it's safe for me to shine. Just incidentally, while we're talking of oracle cards, I got these as well this week. Chakra cards for belief change, the healing insight method. And these are wonderful because you have the different chakras, so the solar plexus, the throat, the sacral, the root, etc. And on the back you have affirmations. So let's just see what comes up. I might not use it in the painting, but I'm just interested in what it shows me. I have my eyes closed as I shuffle these, and that one's come out. Self-love is the greatest gift of all. You're a unique expression of the divine. Know that you are connected to all that is. Let love, peace and tranquility penetrate through your being into the world, and watch as it reflects back to you. You are love. Which again, I think comes back to this feeling you are safe to shine. Your unique expression of the divine. And once we realise that, we know that we really are completely safe. Just trying to get the box open. And it suddenly stuck on me. So obviously I'm not meant to be going with that one. Here we go. Because I just want to see what the little booklet says. So we're in the heart chakra. And self-love. Self-expression. Okay, the main card. The heart chakra is depicted here by loving and nurturing Mother Mary, as we can see. Beautiful. Holding her beautiful baby Jesus, embodying the essence of love, compassion, gentleness and stillness. The surrounding energy welcomes in the spirit animals of the deer and the dove. The rabbits represent the innocence of new birth and the creative abundance that emanates from the essence of love. The deer moves close, and all are safe in the presence of the loving baby Jesus and Mother Mary. In perfect harmony and balance, a finely tuned presence of spirit surrounds all. This card is a reminder to bring yourself back to love and back into balance. You'll be supported and protected when you do so. The Star of David represents the Merkaba, a geometric crystalline energy field or container for the mind, body and spirit. It symbolises the sacred geometry of the universe, the light activation of the human body, and the light code of the higher self's life purpose. Sitting here, Mother Mary and Jesus represent the unity of divinity and humanity. As the upper triangle points to earth and the lower triangle to the heavens, there is a perfect meeting place that offers protection within the sacred coming together of spirit and matter, the heart chakra, thereby creating the magical abundance of life in growth, purpose, expansion. Fully step into your heart now. And then it goes on about, and it's funny because the Merkaba keeps coming up for me as well. So I'm going to leave that one aside as well, and maybe come back to that at the end and just see what comes through in the painting, and we can refer back to that one. And then the other one thing I'm going to do as well, which I have done before, is using the energy oracle cards. I love these oracle cards. The pictures to me are very clear, very beautiful, and they speak easy to me. And I'm going to draw some cards, and I'm going to see at the end. So it's the divine, and we already have two jumped out, and there goes another one. I'm actually not going to look at these. I'm going to turn them over, and I will come back to those at the end of the painting, because I don't want those to influence me. I'm wanting these to see how these fit into the painting overall. So I'm going to put these three, so there were three that jumped out, so I'm going to put those to one side, and the safe card. Okay, so it's safe for me to shine. So I'm just going to center myself on this. Okay. And, okay, I'm just taking a paint, and I have got red that's come out, and I'm closing my eyes as I'm choosing my paints behind me. Ooh, these are going to be a strange combination of colours right now, but hey, we're not into making pretty pictures, we're into really, ooh, my goodness, this is going to be interesting. Black. So on the first layer, I'm not going to use any oils yet. I'm going to wait, because I just want to connect really with the paper. I'm just clearing my way here. I'm just going to wet my brush. And then to connect, if you're not sure what to do when you start, just make any line. Okay, this first layer, it doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere. We don't know where this is going to go. But just take a line and make another one. Because this first layer is really just about almost like making friends with the paper, and almost just telling your body that you are starting the process. It's like everything, when we start that journey, it's not always easy to make that first step. And then once we do, and we get in the rhythm of it, it all begins to flow. So intuitive painting is really about coming into the heart and letting your soul speak. And through what comes up on the painting and the oils, is really showing us often the blocks and the fears that we don't know, we can't always see. But it's not always about the blocks and fears. It can also show us where we're feeling good, where we're feeling happy right now. It can bring up emotion. And it's really good to actually journal between the layers and just see what comes up. And take a picture as well of each layer, so that you can come back and see the story that was told. And remember, this isn't about, you know, learning how to paint. It's not painting technique. It's just allowing your soul to tell you something. And then I'm just going to dry this layer. Why did I put the affirmation? It's safe for me to shine. It gives focus onto that, and just like almost like saying, like, this is what I want to be working on today. Can you show me what's coming through? And I'm now going to start on the second layer. There's a lot of red coming up. I have red and yellow now. And this time I'm going to bring some oils into the painting. So I'm just closing my eyes and I'm just asking the oils. Marjoram. So I'm just going to put and I won't read all the emotion, but I'm just going to read what the oil. So marjoram is connection. So we're just going to see what comes up from this connection. I want to change my brush. I'm going to wet my brush. So already the smell. I mean, what's beautiful is with this as well is you're getting an incredible aroma coming up from the painting. I've actually got tears coming up right now. There's already some emotion coming up. And what's come in my mind is fear in my belly. Fire in my belly. I wonder why I said fear. Fire in my belly. So it's this drive to bring me forward. And probably releasing old fears. I actually want to cry. That's quite and it's not thinking about what you're painting. Sometimes I get flashes for my next move. I almost get told what to paint next, and it's really going in it without thinking. If you feel like you're thinking too much, you can actually close your eyes and paint. I'm just going to take a picture of this. I said it's good to take pictures because then, you know, like everything, it's like in life that there's so many correlations between life and in Intuartiv Expression. We don't always know why we're doing something until when we look back and we see the reason for it. And it's exactly the same thing in the painting, that we can look back and, oh, now I get it. Now I know why I used that oil or why this came through. I get it now. So once again, I'm going to dry. And I've had people try normal essential oils and then these high vibrational oils, and they've all said it's just not the same. You just do not get the same emotion coming up and the same connection. These oils would choose you time and time again, and I've had people close their eyes and keep picking the same oil, and when they read what the oil means, they're just absolutely flabbergasted because it's really shown them a message that needs to be worked on. Good old turquoise coming in. It all seems to pop up somewhere in my paintings. Close your eyes again and choosing another colour. More black. This is interesting. I don't often use black. It's very rare actually I use it in my paintings. And another one, and brown. So it's still quite rooted in the root chakra. And I'm going to choose another oil. Digesting. Yeah, this kind of... So Zengest is a blend of essential oils about digestion. So you have phenols in there, amongst many others. And it's a great oil physically for if you have any stomach upsets, diarrhea, constipation, not feeling good, indigestion. This is a fabulous oil. And it's also about digesting emotion. What are you not able to digest? And it's very funny that there's been a lot of the solar plexus stuff coming up in the first layers. So I've just put one drop in the colours. I'm actually going to be using my fingers. And I actually do love using my fingers. I feel like I connect more to the paint. I know what this is. With the colours, if you think the brown, you know it's very dark, earthy, grounding, but it also feels very fear-based, like wanting to hide in the dark for the fear of not being persecuted. And the blue is really about communication, creative communication, and living from truth. So it's really about speaking your truth. And I think that the digest then could also be about digesting past fears, allowing them to be released. You see, there's no thought in this, it's just going with it. I feel like some yellow there, and what it feels like is the energy being released from the root chakra, the fear and the hiding coming up through the solar plexus and coming out up into the throat chakra. Remember the affirmations I wrote was it's safe for me to shine. So it's safe for me to speak my truth. It's safe for me to express who I am. And the throat chakra is all about expression. Expression of self, expression of truth, expression of your authentic self. And what is also good as well that can be done through this is I'm just going to put one drop of digestion and the marjoram that we had in the other oil, the oil of connection, on the first and the second layer that we did. And then just to connect the oils, I'm just going to breathe it in. And just to connect to that. So I'm just cupping my hands over my nose and using my hands as a diffuser. And that is then working through the emotion to help the emotional release as well. And once again, as I said, I'm just going to take a photo of this. And I'm just going to put these back in. And then I feel like I need to turn it. And now I'm just going to take another colour, purple is coming to me. I feel like we're moving up the chakras here. Purple, and then, oh, we're still in the yellows. And another one, and red. So we're still working through these lower chakras. And then I'm going to close my mouth again and just take another oil. That will blow me down. Oh my goodness. Clary sage. So clary sage has been coming up for me for the past week. And I shared a video this morning about an aha moment I had online. I was actually talking about why I use essential oils, and I got talking about clary sage, why it kept coming up for me. And I'd listened to some podcast that was talking about clairvoyance, and what came in my, and I'm getting tears talking about this now. Nikki, you know how to do this. You've just forgotten. You've done this before. You know how to do it. You know how to see. You know your clairvoyance. You have it within you. Bring it forwards. And I didn't really think anything of it. I just had it there. But then clary sage is all about the third eye. I'm just going to read this because it's so interesting. It's come up so often. Clary sage assists individuals in changing their perceptions. It gives courage to see the truth. One of the finest oils for the brow chakra, clary sage dispels the darkness and illusion, helping individuals see their limiting belief systems. So here we go. Again, dispels the darkness, the limiting beliefs in the solar plexus. Clary sage encourages individuals to remain open to new ideas and new perspectives. It can assist during a healing crisis when a drastic change of perspective is required. Clary sage opens the soul to new possibilities and experiences. Clary sage assists in opening creative channels and clearing creative blocks. It eliminates distractions from the mind and assists individuals in finding a state of emptiness where creative forces may be realised. Opening individuals to the dream world. Clary sage increases the ability to visualise and imagine new possibilities. It teaches the spirit how to use its divinely given gifts and is especially helpful in clarifying spiritual vision. It assists in developing the gift of discernment. Clary sage invites individuals to expand their vision and accept the reality of the spiritual world. And for me, this is like opening doors. And I feel like I've only got like 3 doors open, but there's 10 more to open. And clary sage is actually going to help me open that. And this is where this is coming through. That it's coming through for these the darkness and the illusion of coming through and releasing these beliefs in the solar plexus, so that the doors may open, so we see the absolute truth within ourselves, that we can live to our fullest potential by seeing every possibility, to open all the doors. And creativity, it isn't only about within the paper, it's also creativity in our life. In life, there's so many. You know, we're born creators, and I'm actually going to put this on my third eye chakra, and again in a hand, and I'm going to put one drop. I'm actually just going to put it in the purple, and then. So I'm building up, oh, clary sage as well. I just love this. I love the smell. So I'm so ready to receive the healing energies of this oil. I feel like my body's just drawing in that oil to heal and receive it and to welcome it. So again, I'm just going in without any prior thought, without plan. This just speaks volumes, doesn't it, really? I mean, if that doesn't say what's really happening. You have the root chakra coming up through the solar plexus, coming up to the crown chakra. I mean, you know, there's no thought coming in here. This is just my soul telling me, my higher self, the divine guiding me. In actual fact, that just wants to be. And that the more we go through these layers, that the more your soul, your brain gives up trying to hide. He says, okay, it doesn't matter because she's going to paint over it, so what the heck, I can go full whack. And remember that affirmation was, it's safe for me to shine. Quite interesting that, you know, if you see that as a body, as the lower body of like coming down to the legs, so as the root chakra, all the fears and limiting beliefs in these little dots. And then we have the solar plexus, which you can also see that as a diaphragm, all right, the block that's stopping me because of my beliefs, that's stopping me going forward into the full expansion of the crown chakra. That just speaks. It just speaks no end. And so I'm just going to take a picture of this, and then I'm going to dry, as always. I'm actually feeling that actually felt like I was actually releasing the beliefs, and I actually feel like I'm needing to give Reiki at the same time. So I'm actually going to infuse healing energy as I'm drying into this. Now, if this really intrigues you, I feel like, yeah, some love coming in here now. I'm actually doing a course, a facilitator training course, which it doesn't mean you have to become a facilitator for Intuartiv. It can just mean that you just want to take the healing journey. Because within that 6-week course, we go through the whole process and how you can use it in so many different ways, and taking it out into your community. I've had people take this out into cancer wards, into prisons, drug abuse. Also for people who work with essential oils, with Doterra, they've taken that into their teams. You can just use it on yourself as well as a way to heal, especially through the hard times we're going through right now. we all need a technique even that we can use at home. And it's an incredible journey. People's lives are literally being turned around with the process. It's only 6 weeks, but my goodness, their life shifts immensely. So I've just chosen pink, white and a deeper pink. So there's so much love coming through here. And I'm just going to again close my eyes and choose an oil. Melissa. Ooh. So Melissa is light. Melissa oil awakens the soul to truth and light. I'm not actually going to read it. I'm actually going to paint first and then see what comes through and then see how that can... Melissa is actually part of the lemon balm. Incredibly powerful oil. Oh, I wish you could have smelly vision, but you'll smell it right now. This just feels like so much light coming into the being, filling with light and healing, loving energy. As those beliefs are released, I've actually got goosebumps going through me right now. As we release those limiting beliefs, nature doesn't like a void; it likes to fill it. So it's refilling that hole, if you like, with love and light, which is exactly what this is going on right now. The pink for the love, and the white for the light. And it feels incredibly soothing. Even the feeling of it, you know, it's so smooth. I can see my hand. I'm actually being called to use more white. And they actually want me to also use a palette. I see because I feel guided when I do this. Sometimes I get messages coming in. This is the palette knife, it's just really flat. And what I'm hearing is healing across all realms. It's interesting, these lines are coming across as well. Let your true self be revealed. So Melissa, before I touch my book. So remember this powerful oil of Melissa that's now covered in paint. Melissa oil awakens the soul to truth and light. It reminds individuals of who they truly are. What did I just say? Reveal your true self and why they came to this earth. Melissa invites one to release everything and anything that holds them back from reaching their fullest potential. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. My first thing was the affirmation of it's safe for me to shine. That I was stopping myself and living my fullest potential because of my beliefs. this is what I mean about these oils. You know, I close my eyes and I choose this, and this is what happens. And this is the power of them. They're so high vibrational. They're really working on the spiritual and emotional realm. They really connect with your soul, and that is what makes the difference. Melissa assists individuals in receiving spiritual guidance by reconnecting them with the inner voice. It uplifts the soul by preparing one to ascend. When I've just got tears and goosebumps coming right through right now. When individuals feel too weighed down by the burdens of life, Melissa encourages them to keep going. So remember, in my painting as well, I had a lot of redness and black, and that's very, very low energy that's holding down like the weight of a balloon. So this is really helping it to lift. It gives strength and vitality to the innermost recesses of the heart and soul. This oil invites all to participate in higher realms of living and dreaming. And what do I say as well? You know, across all realms, as they stay connected to spiritual sources, they feel lightness in their being and brightness in their core. Melissa reminds everyone that each individual has a spark of divinity within them, with love and attention. Again, the love with the pink. The spark will grow. This oil fuels that spark of energy, igniting the individual's true self. Melissa assists them in shedding everything that is not in harmony with their inner light. Melissa's enthusiasm is contagious. Through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer, individuals may feel they cannot help but let go of feelings of darkness, despair, and other low vibrations that are holding them down. It teaches the joy of living. Well, there you go. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it, really? Incredible. Do I need to add any more? No, they're saying that that's enough. So I'm also going to read the other two oils. I did read to Clary Sage and Melissa. So in the first layer we had marjoram, and again that was quite a heavy layer. Marjoram aids those who are unable to trust others or form meaningful relationships. Now this also goes to me as well about marjoram. What I said about in other lives we've been persecuted for who we were as healers. And it's not trusting that to be able to open up, because there's fear of not being able to live our true self. Are we going to be persecuted for it? The inability to trust often stems from half-life experiences. These individuals develop a fear of close connection in relationships. They may tend towards reclusive behaviours, protect themselves even further by abstaining from social interactions. They may also protect themselves by unconsciously sabotaging long-term relationships. What I also want to do as well is, while I'm reflecting on my journey, think how this is also connecting to you, because often what happens with these paintings when I do them is that I'm channeling as well to give messages to you, to out there, that it's not only is this within, without. What I'm feeling is also a different interpretation of how you could be feeling it. How is this connecting to you? Because through this painting I'm also healing you as well. Marjoram shows the barriers that individuals have formed to protect themselves from others. It reveals patterns of aloofness, distancing oneself from other people, or being cold. Those in need of marjoram oil most likely use protective coping strategies unintentionally. Deep down they desire the intimate connection they subconsciously sabotage. It teaches that trust is the basis of all relationship. It assists individuals in increasing their warmth and trust in social situations, softens the heart and heals past wounds. It kindles the fires of trust in relationships so one may fully blossom. When individuals feel safe and loved, they express their authenticity more freely. It restores trust and openness so that true bonds of love may be formed in friendships and relationships. Now this is exactly what I was saying, the fact through, it's not about this life for me, it's going through all the way through the lives, that being persecuted for being a witch, you know, a healer, it wasn't safe to shine. It wasn't, I had to keep closed, because was I again going to be persecuted? That is the deep inner belief that was holding me back, and that says it all. So marjoram, and then we had Zen Jest. I'm just trying to find it in my book. So it's also known as Digest Zen. It's the two ways. Digest Zen was formulated to support the body's digestive system. It also has a powerful emotional quality to supporting individuals who lack interest in life and the physical world. They may have a tendency to take on too much at once. This overload of information and stimulation may lead to an emotional form of indigestion, where they cannot break down life experiences into palatable forms. The soul literally becomes overfed and undernourished as it cannot translate its experiences into a usable form. When individuals are fully overwhelmed and overstimulated, they may lose their appetite for food, life, and the physical world in general. They may become apathetic about their situation, neglecting their body's basic needs. Digest then combines powerful oils to support the body and the spirit in assimilating new information and events. It increases the ability to receive new information, new relationships, new experiences, to open to new possibilities. It aids individuals in digesting life experiences. It has aniseed, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon and fennel in it. So this to me is between the worlds. It's not about this, it's about digesting what happened previously and accepting this physical body in this life, that yes, it is okay. I'm here, I'm safe, this is good. Don't look back. And digesting everything that's coming through and accepting fully who I am as this physical person in this world. So we have the 4 oils. So going from marjoram of not trusting to melissa of complete love and light and complete openness. And so if you remember, for those who weren't here at the beginning, I pulled a card, safe, and this was pulled out. Obviously, you know, as we do with oracle cards, just took a card. I have the courage to feel safe in my decisions. I am calm, strong, centered, peaceful. I am safe. I am safe to shine. And then the other card that I pulled was the heart chakra. Self-love, the greatest gift of all. You are a unique expression of the divine. Know that you are connected to all that is. Let love, peace and tranquility penetrate through your being into the world and watch as it reflects back to you. And here we have the love. And then I also pulled 3 oracle cards from the energy oracle cards pack. And I didn't look at them. So we have the sun, the first chakra, and the magician and the mirror. So the first chakra, you know, that to me was obviously all about the root, where I've come from, of releasing the fears. And, you know, Archangel Michael is all about cutting the cords. He has his knife. So for me, this is about releasing those old fears, those beliefs that hold me down, these weights, but like the balloon. And it's almost seeing Archangel Michael cutting through those cords and releasing those weights. The sun, the solar plexus. In one way, you know, that is also the solar plexus thing of coming up. And once, what I'm seeing here is this feeling that this woman is actually coming out of the water, like being rebirthed, like coming out. She's emerged from the water to come up, and as we come up from the root, it's releasing through the solar plexus, releasing those fears and bringing in all this abundance of the sun. So when the solar plexus, if you see this card, what's coming through is within this card you have the water, and below that water, you know, it's based on the fears, the underlying movements. And once we emerge from the outside of that solar plexus, the good side of the solar plexus, we live completely in our strength, releasing those fears. And here we're able to shine completely brightly and fully in total abundance, with rebirth as well. And then magician and the mirror. So within, without, that is also saying to me, of what is in here, how is this also working for you when you're watching this? What is being triggered within you to be released? And also as well, that once we're able to look in that mirror, we're able to see who we really are. We're able to create our power, to use our power. And the mirror to me, it's reflecting back our true self, looking directly at us and saying, who am I? And then loving that self as we look through it and become the magician, to be able to bring in the magic to the world completely. Whew, what a powerful, powerful painting. So what I said, you know, if this really intrigues you, in our course, in the facilitator course, we learn all about oracle cards. We learn about the whole process and how you can use it and manipulate it and play with it so it fits in with your world. And it's only a 6-week course. And as I said, this is the 4th time I'm running it. And the people's lives have just absolutely changed around of how they've seen blocks and release blocks that's been holding them back. And as we're doing the painting, you know, with art therapy, you see what's there and you work with it. With this, it's much more of a coaching tool, and it's also healing as you're doing the painting. It's healing through it, you're releasing. And with the oils as well, it's a complete package of total emotional release. I mean, I have to see where we are, because sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees. We can't see what's going on because we hide. We really hide what's going on. I'm just seeing little figures coming out here, little people coming through, my true selves, as they're walking through. Very interesting. And yeah, so the facilitator course, it starts on the 12th of March. All the details that I put down below as well. And I also do this as a service. If you want me to do you a reading, a complete reading with the paint, with the oils, with the cards, I also do that as a service for you as well. I actually send through the whole video for you, and then the digital print at the end. And I can actually send you the painting as well. So that is also something else. But just in itself, it's so incredible to see this and to live it with you. So thank you so much for watching. I'm now going to go into woodland and just connect back to nature and release all this. And it's so funny because I'm seeing these for like all the past lives. This is how, if I'm walking through from where I was, walking through and to where I'm going. And as I'm walking through, the lives are getting lighter and more colourful. So walking into my true self. I think this is amazing. So thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. I feel truly blessed and honoured that you've supported me. And I will, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, see you soon. Thank you.